Dating didn't collapse. Men walked away. Not with anger, not with speeches, not with hashtags. They just stopped trying, stopped approaching, stopped chasing, stopped investing in people who never planned to stay. And now the question echoing everywhere is, where did all the good men go? Here's the twist. They didn't disappear. They didn't get worse. They didn't give up on love. They just realized the game wasn't built for them to win. So they changed the rules quietly, and the shockwaves are just starting to hit modern dating. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this shift happened, why nobody saw it coming, and why dating will never go back to the way it was. The shift nobody announced. Something changed, and almost no one noticed when it started. Across cities, dating apps, coffee shops, and night outs, thousands of men reached the same quiet conclusion at the same time. This doesn't make sense anymore. Not emotionally, not mentally, not financially. Hours spent writing thoughtful messages, ignored. Carefully planned dates, forgotten the next day. Emotional effort given to people who were never truly available. And instead of exploding with anger, they did something far more powerful. They got strategic. They didn't make speeches online. They didn't declare a boycott. They simply redirected their energy into promotions, into businesses, into the gym, into skills, into friendships that actually showed up. And slowly, their lives started improving. Not louder, not flashier, just better. No drama, just distance. This is what makes the shift so hard to detect. There was no rebellion, no protest, no movement, just less effort where return felt uncertain. For many men, modern dating began to feel like a bad investment. High emotional risk, low emotional return, and rules that change without warning. So they adjusted the same way anyone adjusts to a losing deal. They stopped overinvesting, less chasing, less initiating, less trying to impress people who weren't trying back. And now that absence is echoing. You hear it in confused questions everywhere. Why doesn't anyone approach me anymore? Why does dating feel empty? Where did all the effort go? The truth? A lot of that effort didn't vanish. It just moved somewhere safer. A different kind of reward. When some of these men stepped back, they expected loneliness. What they found instead surprised them. Progress, peace, control over their time, energy that actually paid off. They built stronger bodies, stronger finances, stronger friendships, and for the first time in years, their emotional world felt stable. Not because love stopped mattering, but because chaos stopped feeling worth the price of admission. And once someone experiences that kind of peace, it's very hard to convince them to go back to emotional gambling. What it looks like versus what it is. From the outside, this shift is easy to misread. It looks like laziness, like fear, like emotional shutdown. But from the inside, it feels very different. For many men, it isn't giving up, it's risk management. Why chase someone who shows minimal interest? Why invest heavily before commitment is even clear? Why compete endlessly for attention in a system where everyone feels replaceable? This isn't apathy. It's caution born from experience. They still care. They're just more selective about where that care goes. How apps changed everything. Dating apps didn't just change dating. They compressed it into a marketplace. They promised unlimited options, but delivered very different realities. Many women feel flooded with attention, yet unsatisfied by its quality. Many men feel invisible, sending thoughtful messages into silence. Both sides walk away frustrated. Both sides feel misunderstood. Both sides quietly believe the other side has it easier. So curiosity turns into calculation. Openness turns into strategy. Connection turns into optimization. And dating stops feeling human. It starts feeling transactional. Not because people want it that way, but because the environment rewards distance over vulnerability. Dating becomes economics. Over time, more men began approaching dating the same way they approach business decisions. Not emotionally cold, emotionally careful. They watched friends lose years in unstable relationships. They watched marriages end with financial devastation. They watched effort go unreciprocated again and again. So they adjusted. They slowed down. They stopped leading with grand gestures. They stopped assuming pursuit would be appreciated. To some, that looks unromantic. To them, it feels like survival. Romance without reciprocity doesn't feel noble. It feels naive. Two expectations. One stalemate. Here's where tension builds. Some people still expect traditional pursuit, reassurance, and consistent effort. Others have shifted into a mindset of self-protection and minimal exposure. One side thinks, if they really cared, they'd try harder. The other thinks, if they really cared, they'd show effort too. Both are waiting. Both feel overlooked. Both feel unchosen. So nothing moves. Silence replaces initiative. Distance replaces curiosity. Why the quiet feels so loud? Years ago, social spaces were full of possibility. Bars, events, casual conversations. Now, many men go out simply to enjoy their night, not to initiate anything. The cost feels higher. The rejection feels heavier. The reward feels uncertain. So the energy shifts. Less who might I meet? More, I'm just here to relax. And when pursuit fades, the absence is felt immediately by those who are used to being approached. No villains here. This isn't a story of one side failing the other. It's two groups reacting to the same pressure cooker. Social media inflates expectations. Apps exaggerate options. Negative experiences travel faster than good ones. Men retreat to protect time and resources. Women become more selective to protect emotional safety. Individually, both responses make sense. Together, they create distance and a dating culture where everyone feels unseen, even when surrounded by people. The silent shift that changed everything. Here's the truth nobody is talking about. The hunters didn't vanish. They just stopped chasing in the old way. Not because they stopped caring. Not because they stopped wanting love. Not because they've given up on connection. They just realized the chase itself had become the trap. Hours spent pursuing someone who barely notices. Money spent on experiences that leave nothing behind. Emotional energy invested in people who weren't ready to invest back. The payoff? Too low. The risk? Too high. So they stepped back, and in that quiet withdrawal, something striking happened. Men began finding peace, stability, control over their time and energy, freedom to focus on their own growth, careers, health, friendships, and passions. Meanwhile, women noticed the absence. Where once there was effort, now there's silence. Where once there were gestures, now there's hesitation. Questions arise. Where did the good men go? Why is dating so difficult now? Why does connection feel impossible? And that's the paradox. The effort hasn't disappeared. It's just been redirected. Not out of bitterness, not out of apathy, but out of calculation, self-respect, and experience. The future of dating. This isn't the end of love. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Some people will cling to the old ways, the chase, the grand gestures, the one-sided pursuit. Others will adapt. Some will embrace longer stretches of single life. Others will build relationships based on equality, respect, and shared effort. One thing is certain. The old script, where one side carries the emotional and financial weight, is fading fast. And what comes next will demand something different. Intentionality, mutual respect, honesty. The quiet withdrawal of men is forcing society to rethink how love, effort, and partnership actually work. This isn't just a shift in dating. It's a renegotiation of connection in real time. Those who adapt will thrive. Those who resist may be left frustrated, wondering why the rules suddenly feel impossible. Because the truth is simple, but few want to admit it. Love doesn't survive on tradition alone. It survives on balance, choice, and shared commitment. And the men who quietly step back, they're not gone. They're just waiting for something that finally makes the risk worth it. Before you go, here's the reality nobody tells you. This isn't just a video about dating, it's a wake-up call. The rules have changed. The hunters have quietly stepped back. The game is evolving, and the question now is, where do you stand in it? If this video made you see dating, relationships, or personal growth in a completely new way, do this right now. Hit like to show you're paying attention. Drop a comment sharing your story. When did you realize the effort wasn't worth it? And subscribe so you never miss the insights nobody else talks about. Trust me, the conversation isn't over. Every like, comment, and subscription pushes this discussion further. This is where awareness meets action. Don't just watch, be part of the shift. Your perspective matters. Your story matters.